Hello and good afternoon to everyone. Happy Saturday to you. Welcome to another episode of Speaking Plain English. I am your hostess, Roberta Johnson. And as always, we've got such a wonderful guest here today. Listen, if you guys are ready to salivate, if you guys are ready to get them hunger pangs going, I suggest that you have a snack with you because you're going to be hungry in a little bit. Right now, today I have my cousin who's here. His name is Chris Chef L. And I can introduce him all day, but I'm going to allow him to have the time to introduce himself as he enters our broadcast. Hey, cousin.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much for coming. Listen, I wanted to make sure that you were here in time for the 4th of July.
Wow.
We already know what everybody does on the 4th of July weekend. We eat.
we eat and hopefully eat good food, right?
That's it. That's it. And so I could not find any other appropriate time to have you on here than one of the holidays that we like to take some time and have some good food in front of us and consume some good things. So what I want you to do is I want you to give us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well then, just for starters, my name is Christopher Lipford. I go by Chef Chris L. I am a native New Yorker, born and raised. I wind up studying hotel and restaurant management over at the Sydney University of New York, specializing in culinary arts. Sometime after that, I wound up moving to Texas, just where I studied at the Le Cordon Bleu Culinary College, where I had so many wonderful opportunities upon graduation. I wound up becoming a chef for the Dallas Cowboys. Excuse me. I wind up starting in concessions at first, and then basically I got promoted to the Hall of Fame suites, to where I started cooking for the players, their families, and their special guests. So from there, I moved on just to the Four Seasons Hotel and Resort. I cooked for Ross Perot Jr. Just over at his compound called Circle T, and cooked for Bobby Flay and Paula Dean at the Metropolitan Food Festival as well. And then I won an amateur Iron Chef competition at the French Room at the Adolphus Hotel in downtown Dallas. So God has blessed me. God has blessed me, and I'm grateful and I'm humble and thankful for the experiences that He has given to me. That's just a little bit of the things I've done.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Listen, I didn't know that you had all of that underneath your belt. So congratulations to all of your accomplishments. And
Thank you.
That is amazing. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to take their craft and their passion and to actually work in that, in those fields. So congratulations to you for all of that.
Thank you.
So let's get into it. So you already gave us a little bit about you, a good amount about you. So I want to know, when did you first discover your ability to cook?
My ability to cook? Yeah. Girl, well then, actually, I learned from my mother. And I used to see my mother cook for holidays and special occasions, and when people would come to the house. And although there were times that every occasion wasn't a happy occasion, but then basically when she cooked, you can't be sad or mad eating good food. It changed the whole atmosphere of the home and the people that were there, and I love that. I love to be an impact in a positive way for someone's life. Yo, guys, excuse me. I have allergies really bad.
It's okay. We're live.
I wait for the Benadryl to kick in.
It's all right. It's all right. So I actually like that you said that. How because that's I think that's why a lot of occasions are based around good food, because if you have something that's really good, it can absolutely change the atmosphere of the place that you are. It can change how you feel at the moment. Me personally, I'm gonna tell you, when I have good food,
Yes.
I mean, I have a little. I go with a little bit, and I know there's some others out there who do the same thing. So absolutely, I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so my next question is: do you remember? Okay, so was the Dallas Cowboys? Was that your first catering gig?
No, not my first.
So what was your first?
That was my major, primary, food gig. Just working for the Dallas Cowboys.
So do you remember what your first one was?
My first catering gig was,
or personal chef, whichever one.
Was basically here in New York, just cooking at my local church. Gospel Temple Church, Church of America, back in the days. And basically, yes. So basically, I remember my former pastor, she had put the youth department in charge of the kitchen for one Sunday, just to give us a test run. And then she said, "Chris, I'm counting on you. Counting on you. You make sure that food is good. You make sure that food is right." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I was shaky. I was shaky and nervous. So then basically I had to call the supreme ultimate chef to help me out. And that was my mama. I said, "Mom, you gotta come to the kitchen." And Mom was like, "Don't worry about it. I got you." And excuse me. And then from there, that started a monthly ritual of the young people cooking in the kitchen.
Oh, so do you know what it was that you made?
Oh, I think my personal thing was I wound up making some type of spaghetti with what? Thank you. I made a spaghetti with a homemade pasta. No, I made spaghetti with a homemade marinara sauce. And I'm kind of reluctant to say, because basically I cook with liquor. So then basically there was nothing but liquor bottles in the church kitchen, guys, because I had red wine bottles and a little bit of cognac, and then stewed tomatoes, and basically before I knew what concassé tomatoes were, we were doing stewed tomatoes. So then, needless to say, one of the elders in the church came back for extra sauce to take home. And we all had a good time that afternoon. Some was sleeping on the pulpit. Some was jumping and sweating at the same time. My friends that were in the kitchen, they was like, "Yo, Chris, you going down. They better not find out. You going down. You going down." Oh, no. But then that is when I realized personally, and I don't have a problem, that liquor makes everything taste better.
Just a little bit. Now let me ask you.
It just makes it taste better.
I'm serious, because I think it's hilarious that you pretty much provide a communion.
I shouldn't have did my own special way.
Even your food, I'm done.
Basically, just for those that don't drink, there is basically a method to burn out the alcohol. A lot of people cook.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, a lot of people cook with alcohol and don't realize it. If you get pure lemon extract, pure vanilla extract, pure almond extract, in order to make the extract, you have to use vodka.
Oh.
You have to use alcohol. That's a So that is why basically it says it on the bottle 2% or 3%. And basically, I gave that tidbit out just in case somebody said, "Oh, he cooks with alcohol." Honey, you have been consuming alcohol for years
and didn't even realize it.
and didn't even realize.
Wow, that's hilarious. I'm the type of person, I get visuals. So whenever you tell me something, like when you're talking about how you had the sauce and how everybody is just enjoying themselves and having a good time. Some people fell asleep. I'm seeing this and it's cracking me up. It is cracking me up.
That was a forgiveness service and a very hugging service, and a very emotional service because just people were true to their own self, more or less. You understand?
They do say that liquor is liquid courage.
Yeah, liquid courage. Liquid courage. I definitely agree with that.
So let me ask you one more question. So, as far as, because you made lots of different types of dishes. For those of you who are watching and want to know if I'm just bringing some random individual whose food I've never tasted, I've tasted his food. Or sorry, I should go this way. I have tasted his food. I was at my sister's house and I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know he was coming. And no, yes I did. This particular day, I found out that he was coming and I said, "Oh, I'm there. I'm coming." So what was it that you made that day? I think you made
the seafood pasta.
No, it wasn't the pasta. I think it was the chicken. It was the barbecue chicken.
Oh.
It was the roasted of the barbecue chicken. It was I think it was the roasted chicken.
Was it the orange chicken?
Yes, that's it. It was the
orange ginger chicken.
It was the orange ginger chicken. I think you made some mashed potatoes and some, was it broccoli or was it spinach that you made? Whatever. Listen, y'all, I don't know. Okay, so I say this to my viewers all the time, my people all the time. When it comes to good music and good food, I will never steer you wrong. Never. This man here, this orange chicken was so tender and so flavorful. It's like the flavor is like literally like bursting them out. It was amazing. It was so good.
Thank you so very much.
I'm telling you, it was so good. So I'm not just talking to somebody. You have a cafe here. You're not just talking to somebody who hasn't tasted this food. I'm telling you, this guy. And that's why you've heard some of the people that he's cooked for. That's why, because I'm telling you, his skills are just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. So I want to know, because of all of the different types of food that you've made, what is your favorite? I'll tell you, what is your favorite type?
I don't know if I have a favorite, because basically I'm still learning and I'm also still creating new dishes. I love my cocoa tequila brownies. That is a dessert that I do for special occasions. Actually, true funny story. My godparents, they had a Christian bookstore in Harlem. I won't say their names. So then basically my god sister called me. Excuse me. And then she had an author there, just that was she had invited a Christian author to come to the bookstore just to do a read from her book. So she calls me, she says, "Chris, I need some dessert." And so then I'm like, just what kind of dessert do you need? And then she was like, "Just bring me some brownies or something." And so then I said to myself, the only way I know how to make brownies is make a homemade chocolate tequila sauce. So then she says, "Just bring the brownies and stop." Okay. I brought the brownies in. I kid you not. When just once I took the cover off, you could smell it. And she said, "Oh my God." She said. Excuse me. She says, "Oh my God, Chris, I can't serve this." I said, "Yes, you can." And so basically, long story short, We served the brownies. One lady interrupted the reed that was eating the brownies, and then she said, "I have a confession. I just love everybody. I'm just trying to be a good person, and I want to be better." She interrupted the lady's read, and then that triggered somebody else's confession. Someone else's confession. It was just awesome. People started crying. People started talking to each other. I'm gonna have me some hot tea right now.
Go for it. Do what you gotta do.
Yes, because these allergies right here, I'm not used to the New York air. In Texas, I didn't suffer with allergies. But basically, when I came to New York, it is something about the ragweed and the pollen that you have in the air. Do we have honey? Okay, thank you. So basically, maybe this helped me out a little bit. Give me 1 second.
No problem. I just think this is hilarious how it's like whenever they eat, people
okay, it's better.
But I'm not.
Thank you.
This kind of makes a little bit of sense. And the reason why I say makes sense is because for those who know Chris, I've known you since I was little, right?
Excuse me. Rephrase that. We know each other since we were little.
Right.
All right. Hello.
Okay.
Since we
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I'm not that old guy.
But I always remember one thing that I've always remembered about you was that whenever we all got together, like it was always food and it was always fun. And then you would always end that you do this all the time. Ask one question and ask everybody around the room. Yes, we're going. Ask one question around and it makes everybody think. And not only does it make everybody think, but it starts to it's like a therapy session. We end up having like group therapy, like a group therapy session. And Sharice, I know you know. And like it ends up becoming a therapy session. We all praying and snotting and crying and all on the floor. And next thing you know, we all come to and wake up and you gone. Like, where Chris? Sparked the fire and went home. So this makes so much sense that people will eat your food. Sharice, am I lying? Am I lying?
Oh my goodness!
I'm telling you, it makes so much sense that people would eat your food and end up wanting to, to share or end up wanting to, to a love fest happens in a nutshell.
You know what?
I get that.
You know what? I like that too, because I really believe that, when you cook from the heart, when you have your passion, and when you have food integrity, I tell people, if you hire a chef, if you want a chef, make sure your chef has a little bit of OCD. Because basically, if your chef has a little OCD, you know that the meat that the chef is going to serve you, he's going to clean it first. He's not going to take it from the package and put it in the pan and serve it to you. So then basically you want to make sure, that he has a little OCD because you know that his kitchen is going to be clean. He's not going to have the cat on top of the stove licking out of the plates and out of the pots. You want to make sure that his floor is clean. You want to make sure that that his appliances are clean and the utensils that he is using for your food is clean as well. So the little OCD is good.
That's good.
Yeah, really, it really is. And then I have, as you've been, a whole lot of OCD when I cook.
Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah, no one in the kitchen. The kitchen has to be scrubbed down. Although the kitchen is clean already, I wanted to bring it up to my satisfaction because I'm preparing the food.
And it makes you more comfortable.
It makes me much more comfortable.
I like that. I've never, you know what? That's so funny. I have never thought about that, but that makes so much sense.
Oh, definitely.
That makes so much sense.
Because I
love that. I love that. And I'm going to tell you what I love about that because that tells me right there that God knows where to put everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's a for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So everything. Oh, look at Parrish. I think Parrish is logged on. Hey,
hey, Parrish.
So that makes so much sense to make sure that you have a little bit of your chef. And listen, what I want for those who may be aspiring chefs, or those who want to desire to cook or just love cooking, or you're hiring somebody, like for those who may be hiring for an occasion or whatever, like if you're for a wedding, find out about your chef. Find out if the person who's cooking for you has OCD. And if they do, then you want to make sure that you want to use them.
Just a little stingy.
Just a little bit.
I remember when I worked for this Fortune 500 company, and then I was a freelance chef, and someone called me and said, I need you to do a gig for a couple of weeks. And then when I went there, and, I will not call the name, and the food was very costly. And so I got there, and, I remember when I started to do the chicken. And so I don't know if it's culture, but I believe that is the right way to wash and clean your chicken first.
Right.
A lot of people don't.
Which is, let me, just to be clear.
Yes.
What is your way to wash and clean chicken? Just to be clear.
My way to wash and clean chicken, because basically you don't know the process of where the chicken came from the farm to your table. There's a journey in between there. And then a lot of companies, they spray pesticides on the chicken as a preservative to keep the meat fresher longer. But a lot of the pesticides that they use are cancer-causing, disease-causing pesticides.
Right.
So basically, a lot of people don't know that. So then, when they just take the chicken, season the chicken, and cook the chicken, they say that if you bring the chicken to temperature, that the pesticides dissipate. That's not all true in the case. So my proper way to clean chicken is to warm to hot water. Well, first of all, you have to make your own household PPE. You have to have a sanitizing solution that you wash out your sink first. Mm-hmm. If you use any type of dishwashing liquid, always for each liter, you put, if you have, what is that I have? Let me check and see, because I want to be accurate.
Let's go.
What are my glasses on? If you have 16 full ounces of like Ajax or Dawn dishwashing liquid, you want to put a pot full of bleach in there. Okay, bleach sterilize.
This is for your sink.
Yes.
Okay.
You put a pot full of bleach inside your dishwashing liquid.
Okay.
And then that way you just created a PPE.
Which means PPE is?
It's just creating a sanitizing solution for your sink, for your sponge, and for your rag. You take your sink, you wash it, you wash it with that solution, and then you rinse it. You dry off with a clean paper towel with the handles and the spout. Okay, and now what you could do is add your chicken to the sink. Just put your stopper in, run the water in the chicken, add some fresh lemon juice or lemons, coarse salt, apple cider vinegar. If your chicken begins to foam, there's a pesticide on the chicken. On the chicken. The skin is not suitable for eating. Do you understand what I'm saying to your people?
Got it. Yeah.
So then once that happens, you'll see the foam. What you have to do, you have to rinse it and start the process again to make sure that your chicken is clean, and then you continue the process until you get clear water. That's how you know you have clean chicken.
Wow.
Dirty food doesn't taste good to me.
Wow.
That's like somebody having collard greens with sand in it. I've been there. Collard greens with grit. I went to a friend of mine's Thanksgiving. So then, and I had potato salad. Now you know how we feel about potato salad.
Okay,
You
everybody
know,
can make it.
we will not ask who made the rice. We will not ask who made the fried chicken. We will not ask who made the corn. But we will ask who made
Who made the potato salad?
I don't know
Who
why.
made the potato salad and who made the macaroni and cheese?
There you go. So I went there, sat there, and then I started crunching on the potato salad. So I said, "Ooh, okay." So then I says, "Did you put potato chips in the potato salad?" And she was like, "No, Chris, you trying to be funny." So I'm like, "No." So I said, "Okay," a little bit crunch, crunch. Child, she left the eggshells in the potato salad. It was over for me.
Oh my
It,
Lord.
it was too over for me. I just said that to say that because people cooking practices may not be the same as yours. And then I believe that because I look at TikTok and I look at other videos and how people are pouring chemicals on their food. And you do not pour chemicals on your food.
Tell them. Let the people know.
Yeah. So basically, getting back to the chicken, once you do that with the chicken, and then once your chicken becomes clear, once the water becomes clear, you then again remove your chicken and you sanitize the whole sink, the around the sink, the counter all over again. Some people say that you don't do that with chicken because you are spreading bacteria. You only spread bacteria when you don't properly clean the surrounding area. If you clean the surrounding area, no bacteria will not be spread. Make sense, y'all? That's food integrity. I'm the chef. I have food integrity.
I love it.
I'm not going to drop anything on the floor and kiss it up to God and say 30-second rule. Nah, we don't
do that. We not do that. No, we don't do that. Especially when you're making food for other people. You don't do it at all. But especially when you're cooking for other people.
Where, people have done that. And then I'm like, oh, I can't eat from you, brother, or sister. I have to do it myself. But yeah, that is something that I do. So make sure you wash your chicken. A little salt, a little vinegar, some lemon juice. Watch it. And then, if it foams up, take it out, rinse it, do the process all over again until you get clean water.
Listen, I'm so glad that you explained that. I am so glad that you explained that and in depth. Like I wanted you to take the time to do that because a lot of people don't know.
No, a lot of people don't know. And I feel this: when you know better, hopefully you'll do better.
That's it.
And then, I had to be taught, but I grew up in a household where my mother did this, where my aunts did this, where my cousins did this. So then for me, it wasn't strange. So then when I brought it to other people and their culture didn't practice it, it was strange. So that when I did it at a restaurant and the chicken started foaming and bubbling, they would say, "What did you do to the chicken?" I said, "I'm cleaning the chicken." So then we had to have a whole long conversation about how to properly clean your chicken. And then after that, they had started to adapt my chicken cleaning procedure.
Now, let me tell you what I honestly think, and I'm going to tell you what you should do with this.
Yes, ma'am. I say that again?
You need a course. You need to teach a class. No, I'm serious. Because what you gave was free information that people pay for. And not just people pay for, but going to culinary schools, do they teach that?
Some do, some don't. It depends on the professor because a lot of them have the thing, open the bag and cook the meat. I was always the one in class cleaning or rinsing off my meat. Even when you do red meat, steaks or pot roast or pork belly, if you make bacon. Before before you put it in your mouth, you want to make sure that the meat is clean.
As we should.
Yeah.
As we absolutely should. Because, I mean, who wants to eat pesticide?
A lot of people do. You know, even I don't want to let out all of the food secrets, but even when you are eating from food trucks, most food trucks I know in the state of Texas, they're supposed to prep their food in a commercial kitchen, somewhere that it is deemed suitable by the Department of Health for their state.
Mm.
A lot of people prepare or prep the food in their homes, on the trucks, and a lot of people don't practice good hygiene, don't practice good, safe, healthy food hygiene, and basically, as a result, many people get sick. People get salmonella. People get trichinosis. People get food poisoning, and basically, that's not a good thing.
So we have a question for you, and I mean, that maybe from James B watching from YouTube. Thank you for watching. You mentioned this before, so maybe he missed it. The question is: so a lot of people say the heat will get rid of the germs. Is this true?
To some degree. To some degree. Heat always doesn't kill carcinogens. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, like barbecue. I love barbecue. If you cook with charcoal and lighter fluid, it produces carcinogens on your meat.
Wow.
Carcinogens produces cancers. I'm not talking about from one hamburger, one rib, one chicken, but then a whole lot of it over a certain period of time can produce that. I didn't say will. I'm not a medical doctor.
Right.
I just study a little bit, and I try to be more than just a handsome face. But you just have to be careful of basically all of the intake that you do with certain types of cooking practices. Make sense?
I get it. So my question is to piggyback off of that. Is there a way to, because I know a lot of people, sometimes some people when they do grill, especially this being the summertime, and that's what we like to do, you know, we like to have our barbecues, especially for this weekend. My question is, as far as, you know, if you're going, does the aluminum foil, like cooking it on the aluminum foil, does that help? Do you think that helps? Okay.
It does. It presents just the right foil. The heavy duty foil, it represents a barrier between the charcoal and your food.
So y'all hear that? So those of us during the summer who are grill masters, we have to make sure that we know we want the you know, how we like the lines on the grill and things like that to make it look like it, but it's much safer to actually level or line, and it helps the cleaning process too.
It really does.
A much easier cleaning process to line your grill with heavy duty aluminum foil. Chef Chris has spoken.
Oh yeah, you know, I love to grill. The grill is fun. You make the best out of it. A lot of people know there's 4 parts to grilling, and I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm gonna give you all my secrets. You're gonna have to tune into me.
I was hoping. I'm like, you're gonna give us a little more.
And then basically, I'll teach you the 4 parts to grilling. It should be 4 stages on your grill, just to ensure proper execution. I'll leave it as that.
That's it?
Yeah.
So they have to come back. So in other words, they have to you have to take the course.
Okay. You know what? I don't know so much if it would be a course, but just for those that want to become much more passionate about their culinary crafting and their culinary design, sure, why not?
Like a
You know,
masterclass.
I love to learn. You know, there's a young lady I dated, and uh, we really wouldn't never go out to eat because I would always cook for her. And then she would come by, the table be set, the candles are burning.
Oh, that'd be nice.
You know, we have a 3-course meal, and everything is wonderful. You know, and I'm gonna leave it at there. Guys, guys, for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna teach you something that makes
It even gotta be Valentine's Day.
make the women go crazy. Okay, it's definitely guaranteed to put a smile on her face. And that's all. I'm gonna leave this rated
He's
G.
gonna leave
And
it
I
there.
go say nothing else.
We're gonna leave it there.
Yeah, Auntie.
Other details y'all need, hit them up. Or one thing that I want, just in case y'all don't have the skills, or you don't want the skills, I guess. He's a personal chef as well. So if you want to have if you want to have like a nice dinner or something, and you don't want to go to a restaurant, especially after hearing all of this stuff that you hear about, not all of the the chefs in the back cleaning their meat properly and cleaning their areas properly, and you want somebody who will be able to, who will know that will be eating not just delicious tasting food, but food that will be good to consume.
Yeah.
Hit him up. Okay.
Yeah, and then always, just with food is so vast. You could do so many things with it. And then also, there's so much cheat that you could do with certain foods. Recently I got a lot of hits on my seafood angel hair pasta dish with the butter blanc sauce. And then
I haven't had that. Oh, you actually made that the other day.
Yeah, I made that the other day. I think you commented it. Oh my gosh.
It looked so good.
It was good.
And I'm gonna tell you what I liked about what you said about the angel hair. I liked how you were talking about, because I love the taste of pasta. I love the taste of pasta. I love the sauce, but it doesn't agree with me. It likes to add weight and poundage and all that unwonderful stuff. I love pasta, but pasta doesn't love me back.
Yeah. So same here.
To have and then to have it as angel hair, I at least get the flavor and I at least get the taste of it, but it's not as many carbs.
True.
So I like that.
True. But then you know what? There's a way to make your own pasta. You can make it from spinach. You can make it from carrots. You can make it from chickpeas. You can make it from turmeric. You could do a pasta blend and just roll it out, and then just roll it out yourself by hand. And hold on. Sorry, the phone was dropping.
Okay.
And basically, this is what I do. I think that for married couples, the way to a more intimate relationship is cook together. Mm. See, cooking is a form of making love, I think.
I would say so.
Yeah, because it's passionate. It is. It is creative.
It's intimacy.
Yes, and then it is very intimate when you're cooking together as a married couple. If you want to get some more spark into your marriage, into your relationship, have some more creativity, feed each other.
I like that.
That opens up a door of wonderful pleasures to come. Now, I don't know anything about that because I'm a Christian and I'm saving myself for marriage. Thank you. And but
nothing. Go ahead. Continue.
When I'm told, that's what I do. Well, no, that is what I tell you what to do. My cousin's too much. She's too much.
Listen, I'm gonna leave it there.
We're
I'm
gonna
not
leave it
changing
there.
the word. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it all alone. Hands are clean. Okay. So we've already mentioned some of the celebrities that you said that you cooked for in the beginning. For
Yes.
those who may, hey Carleen, for those who may just tuning in, for those who may be just tuning in, go over. I know that you said that you cooked for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
You said that you cooked for Bobby Flay.
Yes.
You cooked for Kirk Franklin.
Oh, that's right. I should have did him and his entire family.
TD Jakes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I actually prepared the food where he came in to eat at, him and his security detail.
Awesome.
Yes.
And who am I missing? I'm missing a few that you mentioned earlier.
Ross Perot Jr. over at Circle T, his compound there in South Lake. Who else? Oh my gosh. I did a lot of corporate dining for Neiman Marcus, AT&T. Who else did I do? Wow, quite a few places. Yeah. And then a lot of chefs. I even cooked for Barbara Bush.
Really?
Laura Bush. And what other president? Some senators just over at a wedding. And some other stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know.
Listen, so let me ask you something. Who was your first celebrity? Was that the Dallas Cowboys?
My first celebrity?
Your first celebrity, yes. And because I want to know how you got that call, and I want to hear about it.
Let me see. Oh my gosh, who did I cook for here? Well, my first, what people call celebrity?
Yes, I'll put it like that. Yeah.
Well-known
name.
Yeah, I think it was Mr. Kirk Franklin and his family. Mr. and Mrs. Kirk Franklin. Wonderful family, wonderful guy. Oh my gosh.
I would imagine
one of the nicest young men you could ever meet. And I'm not saying that just to say that. Him and his wife and his children, wonderful people. And then I was just honored and thankful to serve them. And
so how did you get that call? Like what was I want to know from the time that was it an email? Was it a phone call? Was it a text? How did that happen?
Well, then I met him when I became the showroom chef over at Four Seasons. The Four Seasons has different departments there. So then basically I got elevated to become the showroom chef. So then it was Chef Chris L's kitchen. I did the tricks, lit the stuff on fire.
Nice.
Threw the food up in the air. And then basically him and his family came for Sunday brunch. And that is how I met him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then from there, he and his family returned, and along with other people meeting other celebrities, I'm sure. And it just turned out to be a wonderful experience. And
awesome.
I have grown from that, and grown from, the right people depositing the positive words and energy into your life to help you be better. And that's what he and his family did for me. And Mr. Franklin, Mrs. Franklin, if you ever see this, I want to say thank you.
Awesome. I hope they do. They do.
Yeah.
Listen, what I got from that, and I don't know if anybody else caught it either. Never turn down a job.
Ooh.
I would say never turn down a job, because especially if it's something in your, where you can potentially end up doing what you love. Because you said that at first you started as a concessions, correct?
Yeah, just for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. Mm-hmm. But imagine if you would have never gotten that one, if you would have never taken that, whether you would have said, listen, I'm above this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You never know where it can take you.
You know what?
You never know where it can take you.
That is so true. I tell people, always be humble.
Absolutely.
There's never a job too small.
Absolutely.
because I believe that if you're teachable, you can learn from anyone. I learned how to make a better hamburger working in concessions.
Wow.
Yeah. I learned how to make a better hot dog working.
What can you do to a hot dog to make it better?
Oh my goodness. The tricks of the trade. If you do a hot dog to make it better, most people like to mark their hot dogs. Just get the grill marks.
Yes.
And then, excuse me. And basically what they do, they grill it all the way like that. I learned not to grill it all the way like that. All you want to do is mark them. And then you have like a aluminum pan on top of the grill, and you put your hot dogs in there, and you cook them through there. That way, your hot dogs don't become like rubbery and dried out, and you have a nice sear on the hot dog to where you think it was totally grilled on the grill, just which it wasn't. It wasn't constant open flame on the meat. You don't want to do open flame on the meat all the time, especially when the flame is high.
Huh.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic of hot dogs, I have to ask the breast or ballpark.
Say again.
Since we're on the topic of hot dogs, what would you prefer, a soubrette or a ballpark?
Oh my goodness. It depends if it's 100% beef. There's a lot of hot dogs now.
Or not.
They have beef. They have beef byproduct. Beef byproduct could be the eyes, the toes, the teeth, the nails, the lips, the ears, the snout. So it depends on if it is mechanically separated and made into a soupy paste, and then they add a chemical into it to make it congeal and get hard, and then they put it in a mold to give it shape. And that's what a lot of people are eating and don't realize that. What you could do is make your own hot dogs. You could make your own sausages, just with the KitchenAid attachment and some vegan skins. And then I can show you how to do that. Yeah.
We're gonna need a course on that. So I'm telling you, like you need to do some master classes, like real, and I mean that. Now, if not a master class, like do tutorials on how to do certain. I honestly, this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
This is my opinion because you have a whole lot of knowledge that not a lot of people are, not a lot of chefs have. Number one, and some are not even willing to give. So I'm just saying, if you did something like that, I would absolutely support it.
Sure, definitely. Because basically, I am thinking about doing like an online cooking class.
Do it.
Just to give people just to give people more like a better approach to healthy cooking, and then healthy cooking in incorporating a lot of vegetarian dishes as well, because we shouldn't eat meat 7 days a week.
Say that one more time.
We should not eat meat 7 days a week. We should break it up. You can have it 3 days a week, but not 7.
Okay, so let's go. Yes, come on, let's get into it. Let's get into it. No, this is good. This is good, especially since we want to listen. We want to live, and we want to live.
I know that's right.
And we want to live. We want to be healthy. So these are really, really good tips. So come on, please, let's go.
Okay, just the reason I say that personally is because we don't know the process of the meat, and basically where it's coming from, and how the animal was treated, and what the animal was fed. So then we know that meat takes approximately, totally, some say like 15 days to fully digest. If you have a slower digestion system, it takes longer than that. And so then
And
what
that's
it's doing,
beef, right? Like that's pretty much. I think is it beef that takes
yeah,
longer to digest in your system?
yes. So basically, just with that, um, all the meat is doing is sitting in your stomach and sitting in your gut, rotting away. And then
Mm,
basically, you don't want nothing to sit there. You want it to, you want to be able to extract the nutrients, and
right.
then you want to throw out the waste. We don't keep God. Hopefully, none of us keeps garbage in our house for a week,
Mm,
because if you do, it's going to smell. If it starts to smell, it's going to attract unwanted guests. Let's say pests, because they're not guests, but unwanted pests.
right.
And basically, that is how our gut works. That's how our digestion works. So then, we definitely want to be able to cleanse ourselves and then expel the waste in our system. Make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I
then,
like what Shauna said. She said that's why it's important to do cleanses to get that out of your system. Absolutely.
so true. You know, just a popular cleanse is ginger, cucumber, spinach, pineapple rind.
Pineapple rind.
The skin of a pineapple.
So, and then blend all of that up.
Blend it all up.
Say that again. You said ginger,
Ginger, cucumber, spinach,
cucumber.
pineapple rind, and if you like lemon or lime, add some lemon to it. Blend it up and drink it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then, when I started, when I lost massive weight in Texas, I was making homemade infused waters, especially watermelon water. You know,
Mm.
and a lot of us we get the seedless kind. You got to be careful of a lot of intake with that, because a lot of that is man-made.
Of
Everything
course.
everything that grows from the ground started by a seed.
Absolutely.
Came from a
Say it.
seed that had to germinate. And when it germinated, it produced a plant.
Mm-hmm.
The plant that was produced gave life. And from the plant, the fruit of the plant yielded. So having seeds in your fruit is a good thing.
It's actually it's not just a good thing, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's supposed to be. If there are no seeds in it, how is it made?
Yeah. So then basically, we use shortcuts and we use certain things because it's easier to eat and it's
Mm.
easier to deal with.
And
But then,
in most part, it's less expensive,
yes, in most parts, it is less
unfortunately.
expensive. Mm-hmm.
Money wise, well,
Money.
kind of, because I have a saying that you're going to pay one way or another. You're
Oh,
either going to
that is
pay
so
for
true.
prevention or you're going to pay for what's the word I use?
You're gonna
Oh
pay with
my
your health.
Lord.
You're gonna pay with your health.
Right. So I forgot what the end of it I used to be. You're either going to pay to prevent it or you're going to pay to fix it. I forgot the other word
Okay.
that I used.
Okay, I like that. You're gonna pay to prevent it, or you're gonna pay to
To
fix
repair
it,
it.
or some things, if it gets too far gone, it can't be prepared. It can't be repaired. You have to learn how to deal with it and live with it.
Yep.
And then there are so many of our foods that are basically have fullers and are cross contaminated. It comes to our table and we feed it to ourselves and we feed it
Mm.
to our children. And we have to be so careful what we feed to our children, because that's why our children are growing up too fast.
Mm. Because of all of these hormones that they're putting in the food.
Because of the hormones
Wow. Yep.
and the antibiotics that they put in the meat. And you have to be careful with even some of the water. A lot of us, we buy bottled water. A lot of the bottled water is tap water that has gone through a filter. Perfect example, Aquafina.
It tells you now they have to put it on the bottom. Public water source.
Wow.
It's on the bottom. They ran it through your little filter, and they sell it to you for $2 a bottle. Y'all, that's a hustle.
It sure is. That's a hustle if I've ever seen one. I should know.
That's a hustle. And I don't mean that in a good way.
Colleen,
you know, if you don't believe me, look it up for yourself. Get the bottle. Take a look and read and read the label. It tells you right there on the label. But yeah, you just have to be so careful. Even with fish. I like fish. I like all kind of fish. I'm learning how to cook all kind of different kind of fish that basically I didn't grow up with. Okay. So stay away from the farm raised salmon.
I've heard of that. Wait, yeah, you want the wild caught?
Yeah.
You want the wild caught?
What have you heard about it? I'm curious.
The farm raised?
Yeah.
Or the wild caught? So from what I understand, the farm raised. Say it again.
The farm raised. What have you heard about the farm raised?
From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, the farm, it's kind of like the same thing as what they do with the chickens and the cows. Like they put them in a, you know, this barriered area. And I think that they might even inject some stuff in them to kind of help them produce more or something like that.
Okay. I definitely understand what you're saying. It is different. Farm raised, it is a different procedure or a different method for basically each three of the items that you just named: the fish, the chicken, and the beef. Different procedure. Okay. But then for the fish, if you do farm raised salmon, right? Salmon normally, farm raised, they have them, you know, they grow them themselves. All the salmon is gray. The reason that salmon turns pink is because of the frill and the things that they eat at the ocean floor or the lake floor, or, you know, the proteins that are in the water that actually change the dynamic of their skin, change the dynamic of the color of their skin, and it makes them much more healthier because they eat them from the wild. Understand? With farm raised, they feed it a pink pellet, a dye, change the color of the fish, a chemical. They don't inject it with a needle. They put it in the food to change the color of the salmon. So then basically we see pink salmon and we think the salmon is wild, and the salmon is not wild, but it's farm raised and it's full of chemicals.
Oh my Lord.
It's just like bees, honeybees, the bees that are fed sugar water, which is a simple syrup, and bees that actually pollinate in the wild. The greater nutrients is the bees that pollinate in the wild, because basically that honey is full of the flowers, the plants, the pollen, the yield, everything from the forest. But if you just put a bowl of sugar water and let the bees make honey from that, all you have is a simple syrup honey with no healing properties at all. And that is what is happening to us and what people are putting in our local grocery stores. Food that doesn't have any type of healing properties at all.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's something. That's why that attributes to all of the different illnesses and things that were coming out that are happening now, like why they're so prevalent now. Like there's more people having all of these different illnesses because of what it is that we're eating, because of what we are allowed to eat. Because listen, I took a what kind of course was it? It was a health course, and I found out that the way that they do, the way that I'm going to get to this question here in just a second. the way that the FDA,
Okay.
in all honesty, the thing that they allow and the way that they define certain things, I'm like, this is corrupt.
It is on so
It's
many
corrupt
levels.
and it's strategic because I'm gonna go here with it. You can only since when have you been able to find like a Whole Foods store or like a like even a mom and pop shop where they have an organic store in urban areas?
Okay.
Very rare.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare.
You talk
And
about
when
like
it
a
comes to
farmer's
like
market.
fast food, exactly. You don't see those very much in urban areas.
Okay. But I tell you like this now. Oh, Jesus. Just buyer be wary. And hear what I'm saying. Even if you go to farmers markets, buyer be wary. There's a lot of scammers out there. And then if you don't know what to look for, you just might be scammed. There was a farmer's market. And then when you went to the produce area, he had big tomatoes and stuff like that. But he had stickers on the tomatoes. The stickers are factory produced. You only get those when you purchase them from a factory or from a store. They're not from a farmer, an independent farmer who actually grew them to sell independently and organically. So then what that scammer did, they went to the store, bought a whole bunch of tomatoes, bought a whole bunch of oranges, and then they sell it at a percentage of maybe 300% more because the customer thinks, oh, this is actually from somebody's farm and this is organic. No, they got it from the store down the block.
Wow.
So a lot of people don't know that. That's why I say buyer beware. If a person cannot track the source of where the food came from, I wouldn't put there. Especially the farmer's market.
Right.
They're supposed to be able to track it. It's your product.
Wow.
It's your product.
I never thought about that.
It's your product.
Wow.
So then, you got to know these things.
Oh my goodness. And one thing I learned from working at a grocery store a while ago, if you are going to find, if you want something organic, it has to have a 9. Look on the sticker, it has to have a 9.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a 4-digit number or a 5. I'm sorry. It'll be like with the banana. Like I used to, I for something that I still remember the code for bananas. I think it's 7411. But in organic, it's going to have a 9 in front of it. And that's what, at least that's what they say.
Yeah.
So there's a question here from YouTube, from Fellowship Productions and Artist Management. They say, but with the way the ocean is being treated by people, we don't know what they are consuming. And wouldn't that be a concern?
Okay. And so true. You know what? What you said is valid, and what you said is truth. My concern about that is that, honestly, God gave us a remedy. Pray over everything before you eat it. I believe, paraphrasing scripture, if somebody try to serve you poison and you pray over it and you ask God to bless it, the intent that was meant to harm you, God won't let it work against you.
Now let's make it clear, because we're gonna.
Okay, I'm talking about unknowingly.
That's it. That's what. Okay, there we go.
Unknowingly, not knowingly, but unknowingly. And then basically, we don't know what's going on with the food. I always try to remember to pray over everything. Sometimes the candy, God bless this food. The fruit, the vegetables, God bless this food. Stuff like that. But that's why we need God's help, and then we need to be conscientious of what we're buying. Sometimes you got to do your own personal homework.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes we crave the things that are no good for us. And then we say, God, you know what? Bless it anyway. Perfect example. If I'm diabetic, I shouldn't eat a gallon of Haagen-Dazs.
And then ask God to bless it.
And ask God to bless it.
Block out all of the impurities.
Yeah.
No,
it doesn't work like that. I'm drinking poison into my body.
knowingly.
Knowingly. If you want a good diabetic ice cream recipe, that's what you call me, and I'll help you. I make ice cream. Woo.
You do? See, all right. Okay. So y'all, because we have gone over time. We are. But this is, listen.
I am enjoying
no.
so
This is good. This is good information. Like it's not like we're just chit-chatting and talking nonsense here. This is stuff that the people need to hear and that they need to know. So this is thank you for all of this free knowledge.
Oh no, thank you.
This is the free, I'm telling you.
Everyone who listened.
Absolutely. Guys, listen, what I want for all of you to do, what I want you all to do is I want you all to, first of all, I forgot to tell y'all make sure y'all subscribe, do the liking and the sharing. I want y'all to share this episode because this is going to be so good for so many people, especially us.
Yes.
Especially us.
Yeah.
Because we're more prone to all of these illnesses and diseases and things like that, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, all of that. We are so much more prone. So we have someone here who is able to. That's what I love about Chef Chris is that he's able to take something that we love and that we love so much and find a way to make it healthy so that it won't harm you.
Mm-hmm.
And so cleaning it properly is step one.
Yeah. And
cleaning the area properly is step one. But I wanted to get into substitutions. Can you do that for just a minute? Can you give us like something like one dish that we all love, like a macaroni and cheese?
Okay, a
macaroni and cheese. How can you make that healthy?
Oh, macaroni and cheese. You can use chickpea pasta. You can use spinach pasta. You can use oat pasta. You can use carrot pasta. You can use beet pasta. Okay, so then basically we covered the pasta.
You said beet pasta?
B-E-E-T pasta. Have you ever tried it before?
Not the pot. I had beets before. I know.
Oh yeah, beet pasta is delicious.
Is it?
Yeah, I make it.
You have to like beet pasta.
I love beet pasta. You have two types of beets. You have red and gold. Oh. And if you roast beets with a little bit of salt and pepper, seal it with aluminum foil. Oh my good girl, that's some good eating.
So you're gonna have to make that for me, yes, amen. Okay.
Okay. So then basically, for a healthy mac and cheese, you got that covered. Okay, now with the cheese, you could use a vegan cheese. You could use a cheese substitute. So basically.
I have questions about that too. What exactly is a cheese substitute made out of?
Oh, well then a cheese substitute. Some people there's a lot of ways to kind of do more like a cheese substitute. Some people use like coconut milk. Some people use like an oat milk,
almond milk,
or almond milk, or soy milk, and then basically they make the cheese from there. Just as a base. It is just like if you made ricotta cheese. All you need, lemon juice, heavy cream, cheesecloth, and distilled white vinegar. Boil it. You made ricotta cheese in a few moments. And then you have to rinse it. Yeah. So some people and then if you don't want to use butter, you can use olive oil or canola oil or whatever. For eggs, they have egg substitute. Excuse me. Egg substitute. For milk, they have milk substitute. Or different other different types of milk. And then basically you just work it from there and then mix it all together. You got your mac and cheese. If you don't want to add any type of cheese, all you need to do is make a bechamel.
Which is?
A cream sauce.
Okay.
And then I don't want to tell you how to do that. That's my star recipe.
No. So, don't give us all your secrets. Don't give us all your secrets. Don't give us all your secrets.
And if you make certain kinds of dishes, they actually turn into a cheese itself. I cooked for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, we made macaroni and cheese with no cheese. And I'm gonna leave it right there. I made it with no cheese. The lady said to me, "This is the best macaroni and cheese." And she grabbed it, she pulled it, she said, "Oh my gosh, chef." And she hugged and kissed me. And there was no cheese in it.
So you made a macaroni and cheese list.
Yeah, macaroni and cheese with no cheese.
Macaroni and cheese list.
Yep.
I think that's what we could call that.
No cheese.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's called a macaroni and cheese list.
But it's really good. You wouldn't even know it.
Okay, so you're gonna have to make that for me too.
Oh, girl.
We're gonna have no serious. What I want you to do. This is I'm giving y'all assignment. Y'all hold them accountable. I want you to go live once a week for an entire month and do a healthier version of some of our favorite foods.
Okay, so if I did that, everybody is going to have to contribute to what is their favorite food, and then we just have to pick it from there.
What's me?
Sure. Cross culture. African American, African, Southern, or basically just Southern Indian food.
Something happened to your sound.
Spanish food, Caribbean food, Puerto Rican food, Dominican food, Spaniard food, Guatemalan food, Mexican food. It's cross culture.
I love it. We're gonna. Nope, I'm not gonna say a word. We're gonna talk afterwards. Okay, so we're done for today. Oh my goodness, so much information, so much, and I'm just listening. Thank you so much, Chris, for this. Like, so much for this. So one thing that I always ask, you have comments that are just coming, and I mean, this was so good. This was so good, and I appreciate you for taking the time out. I know he's big. Listen, he's busy making his pie, his sweet potato pie. Do you have one with you, by the way, to show us your sweet potato pie?
Oh my goodness, they're all boxed. But I think I have something right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Look at that.
Yeah, I had to take this just out of the refrigerator because I had a seal for delivery.
I think you have is your finger covering the volume or the speaker?
No.
Because the sound kind of went out a little bit.
Okay, how about now? Is this better? Is this better? No?
Oh, that's better. Whatever you did just now.
Okay.
Whatever you did just now. But that pie looks absolutely delectable. And
thank you.
So those of you who need catering, those of you who need a personal chef, if you want a class, or if you want to, just a course on how to actually like make certain things, this is where you go. This is where you go. Like, real talk. If you guys aren't convinced yet, I don't know if you're convinced. He's going to teach you how to clean the area. He's going to teach you how to clean your food. He's going to teach you how to make it taste wonderfully. He's going to teach you how to make it healthy. This is where you need to go. This is
just a better way of clean living. Just a healthier way of clean living.
Just a healthier way.
Yeah, of clean living. I'm sorry, y'all. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who is putting up with me with these allergies. And I'm sorry, the Benadryl just didn't really kick in the way I thought it would have kicked in. So, but food is love. Food is the nutrient to the body, to the mind, to the soul. What you put in your body produces the kind of person that you will become. And the person who you are. So then basically, we want to change different things about ourselves. First, it has to change how we think about things and what we intake into our bodies, into our minds. Healthier items produce a healthier body, produces a healthier mind. Soiled items produce a soiled body and a soiled mind. We have enough of that. We don't want that anymore. It's time to change our life for it to go into the right direction.
That's it.
Okay? We have to look better. We have to feel better. We have to eat better. We have to live better. And right now is the time of change.
Come on.
Change for the better is not tomorrow. Change for the better is now.
Come on.
I implore that you take this opportunity. You may not ever speak to me again. You may not want to hire me for anything. You may say, I can't even afford them. It's not even about that. I want you to grow. And I want you to be the best person that you can be in this life, in this time, for this season. I want you to impact other people's lives as your life has been impacted positively. If you have, if you have a friend that is not concerned about you eating, that's not your friend. Eating grows the body. It nurtures the soul. Anybody who's not assisting you to grow, to nurture yourself, is not the person you need to be linked up with. I want you to grow. I want you to nurture your body. And that's why I share some of these things with you, because sincerely, I'm concerned about you. And I love you. And I respect you enough to tell you the truth, to help you live your best life. And thank you. Thank you, Miss Roberta McKenzie.
Johnson.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Miss Roberta Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you for all the family time and the family hours and the laughs that we've had.
Oh my goodness.
Allowing me to use you as test tasters. I'm like, try this.
Try this. Anytime you somebody to taste test something, you can always call me. You know that. I volunteer as tribute.
Oh, I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much, and greatly I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much.
We love you so much. Thank you.
And thank y'all for dealing with me with these allergies. I'm getting them fixed. And this atmosphere. But
awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
So awesome, guys. In case you guys want to be able to reach out to him, his information is being scrolled across the bottom of the screen. Hit him up. Real talk. And if you don't, if there's nothing that you want to do as far as food is concerned, his Cash App is there. So you can go right ahead and just deposit a little something, because he gave us some information that most people would have to pay for. Just letting y'all know. So again, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Chris. I can't thank you enough.
No, thank you. I'm so humbled by this experience. God is so good. God is.
Isn't he? Don't start before, like Pauline said, you're gonna have us laid out on the floor again, and then you're gonna log on. So for all of our watchers, all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Speaking Plain English. Until next time.
God bless.